For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Brandon Isle with your evening headlines for Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. Thanks for listening. Lori Vallow Daybell's movement the morning her husband was shot and killed took center stage in court today in Maricopa County, Arizona, during her trial on a charge of conspiracy to commit the murder of her fourth husband. Charles Vallow was killed on July 11, 2019. The shooter was Vallow Daybell's brother, Alex Cox, who said he shot Vallow in self-defense. Vallow Daybell is already convicted in Idaho of killing her children, J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan, and conspiracy to kill Tammy Daybell, the first wife of Vallow Daybell's current husband, Chad Daybell. On the witness stand today was Detective Ariel Werther from the Chandler Police Department. He helped in the shooting investigation. During the investigation, he says he learned about the timeline after the shooting. The shooting happened before 8 a.m., and Vallow Daybell says she left the house right after the shooting, went to Burger King, then dropped JJ off at school before returning home, where she was talking to police at 8:48. That's 12 minutes after 911 was called, but 47 minutes after Vallow was actually shot.
You see this 12-minute time from when 911 is called to when she arrives back, and you're thinking that there's no way to go to Burger King and drop a kid off at school and get back?
Correct. One of the other things that I was trying to establish when I called her is where she had taken him to school, and to confirm that we hadn't misunderstood about the Burger King event happening after the shooting. Because if we hadn't misunderstood, and then learning where the school's approximately 7 miles away from the house. So the idea that one could in 12 minutes go to a Burger King, get their order, drive 7 miles one way, 7 miles back, and arrive in that amount of time seemed very unlikely to me.
The detective also went through the GPS data of multiple phones, confirming Vallow Daybell was at Burger King after the shooting, but before anyone called 911. Court will resume tomorrow. We'll let you know what happens. Idaho Attorney General Raul Labrador has agreed to review the investigative findings of the shooting involving Pocatello police and a 17-year-old boy in Pocatello. The Bannock County prosecutor requested the Attorney General's office take a look at the case. It was on Saturday, April 5th, when a witness called police after seeing a person with a knife threatening people. Officers arrived within minutes and ordered the teen to drop the knife. When he moved toward them, they opened fire. Victor Perez was shot multiple times and went to the hospital, where he died a week later after he was taken off life support. The 4 officers involved in the shooting were placed on administrative leave. Perez's family says he was autistic and had cerebral palsy and was not a real threat. Labrador says his office will do a thorough and impartial review once they receive the report from the Eastern Idaho Critical Incident Task Force. Governor Brad Little signed the bill that bans candy and soda from the state's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP program. The bill takes effect on July 1st. For that to happen, it requests an exception from the USDA, which seems likely since USDA Secretary Brooke Rollins said in a statement, "I am thrilled more states are heeding the call to make America healthy again, including by submitting demonstration projects to promote healthier choices in SNAP purchasing." The new law is in response to the Make America Healthy Again movement championed by the Trump administration. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said in a statement, "I urge all governors to follow Idaho's lead and submit innovative SNAP waivers to the USDA to reverse the childhood chronic disease epidemic and make America healthy again." The bill passed the State House and Senate, with several Republicans joining Democrats and voting against the bill. According to the Idaho Capitol Sun, Idaho House Minority Leader Ilana Rubel of Boise said it would cause grocery stores to stop accepting SNAP benefits. The law defines candy as a preparation of sugar, honey, or other natural or artificial sweeteners in combination with chocolate, fruits, nuts, or other ingredients or flavorings in the form of bars, drops, or pieces. It also says if the food contains flour and requires refrigeration, it is not considered candy. For soda, the law says that's any non-alcoholic beverage that contains natural or artificial sweeteners. It does not include beverages with milk or milk substitutes or drinks with more than 50% vegetable or fruit juice. It also excludes powders and concentrates. Governor Little acknowledged it's hard defining sugar and soda, but said assistance from the government should go toward healthy foods, not foods that cause so many health problems. The Idaho Department of Health and Welfare shows there are more than 135,000 Idahoans using SNAP benefits who receive an average of $178 a month. The Kiwanis Club and the Rexburg Area Chamber of Commerce are organizing an Easter egg hunt this weekend at Porter Park. Rick Excel, one of the leaders of the Kiwanis Club in Rexburg, is also one of the main organizers for the hunt.
There's so much to do in Rexburg, but we like to help to make that a little better, especially around Easter time. And I think more than anything, it's just one more project that helps Rexburg be one of those places that people want to have a family. You know, we're America's family community.
Excel says there will be about 20,000 eggs laid over the site, and there will be 50 bikes donated by various businesses. The carousel will be open before and after the event as well. The hunt will have different areas devoted to age groups to make sure everyone gets a fair chance at grabbing some eggs. Setup for the event starts on Friday.
The Friday before, there will be volunteers at noon that are helping to set things up and get things ready. But then 8:30 the morning of is where we help. That's where most of the work happens, spreading out the eggs. And, you know, we get several drums full of Easter eggs that have to be spread out kind of evenly across the fields and things. So we could use some help there.
The event is this Saturday at 9:30 a.m. at Porter Park in Rexburg. For more information, go to rexburgchamber.org. To listen to our interview with Rick Excel, follow our BYU-Idaho radio podcast on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for tuning in to these evening headlines for Tuesday, April 15th, 2025. More news, interviews, and great content are also available on our podcast feed. Just follow BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast app. You can also listen on your smart speaker. Just ask it to play KBYI 94.3 FM. I'm Brandon Isle, and this is BYU-Idaho Radio.